Hey everybody, this is Mia, and it's, last I checked it was like 11:11, this is 11:14. I am realizing that have completely, so I'll be 47 in a couple months, in a few months. I am realizing that I am not very independent. I had gone from my parents' house to the dormitories to the, in college, and then to a rooming house, and then I had become homeless and married pretty much at the same time when my mom and mother-in-law died, and that was 98. I had children, and then I raised children, and then I had what I thought was a relationship for 6 months that wasn't. What an idiot I was. And then another almost 4 years. And I am realizing how I continue to let my life be dictated by what other people want. And as a parent a parent who stayed home when my kids were really little, having the baby crying, baby needing to be changed, baby needing this, go to the park, baby has, music class, all these different things that I did was based on somebody else's schedule. In 2016, when I had gone no contact, when my dad had actually gone no contact with me, I was doing births. I was finishing those, I think it's 2016, for the birth training. I didn't finish them though. I finished them, but I didn't finish all the requirements for my midwifery training. And I had been that type of person who slowly got to go to more meetings, slowly got to take walks, go to the library more. My kids were already old enough to stay home, but just to still be super focused on work, my recovery, and the food for teenagers. And I had been on a weight loss journey, so I'd been in like every kind of support group, 12 subgroups, weight loss group, recovery, Buddhism groups. I had gone to a couple Christian recovery groups, my church groups, parenting groups, volunteer organizations, stuff like that. So I had this life that I eased into that was basically a lot of self-help. And I have been, I just fell asleep and woke up to a meeting online, and I'm in a different location, okay, and I told 3 people that I thought were my friends that I was going to be in town, and nobody really contacted me, and it's heartbreaking, and I just need to get a life again. There is a friend I had in the 90s, and it's the only, I just got back in touch, or started talking to this person. I don't even know what happened. I think I apologized, and I think I tried to apologize in the 90s or the early, I think. I tried to apologize and make amends with this person after going through the 12 steps with the sponsor. I feel like, I want to say like 07, sometime around then. And then I was going to do an in-person amends, and our plans got canceled. I don't even know what the plans were, if they even were plans. So I am like, I'm on this path of, just felt like self-destruction came into mind. I'm on this path of trying to be more present in the moment as far as my worrying about every single thing, and anything to do with my own self is just guilt, except for eating. And eating is making me, even I said I eat salads and stuff, it is making me obese. When I gained like 80, 90, 100 pounds, I was eating 1 or 2 salads a day, a few bags of popcorn, I'd pick like a handful of nuts a day, put them in a container and nibble on those throughout the day. I'd usually, a few times a week, eat an orange, and then I'd eat some meat. And I have a friend who invited me to a meeting for weight loss, and I had lost, the first week I had decided to cut out bread, or at least wheat, gluten, and I lost like 5 pounds just doing that. I think my weight gain now is, I don't think I know it is sodium. My body's just not processing, it's just bloat after bloat, and I am in a position where at this moment in time I'm realizing that I need to live and enjoy life and have my own personal goals, my own achievements, and my own victories, and my own celebrations for those victories. I'm realizing, like a cab driver or Uber driver, I'm waiting for the phone or somebody to say, oh, I need something, or let's do something, or, I need to, even for my own business, so you wait for the phone to ring, I need to be that person that goes into the business saying, this is what my schedule is. This is where, when and where I'm going to be. And really needing to be available for self. And the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to take time off my work, yet knowing I have a ton of work to do. And I'm trying to just, the older I get, the more I look at my task and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to get myself ready to do this task. And then the task comes and goes. It doesn't go. The task gets ignored, and I end up suffering from the whole thing. So I was just thinking that I was wasting time playing these games, and I am using that as, I don't know, a problem area. And mean, if I was an Uber driver or a delivery food DoorDash, going to call after call after call, I would be doing better than I'm doing. I feel like I haven't done that. Like, I worked 8 hours, 12 hours, like, Pizza Hut manager, and there was sometimes I had to go deliver pizzas, but I was there and being paid for that time. So it's like, you're waiting. When you're in a job like that, working for somebody else, you're doing the work and you're getting paid, even no matter how hard the work is. When I work for myself, I'm doing the work and I'm not getting paid. So I'm feeling like, people say the rose-colored glasses come off and you can see the world, you know, and I am really upset about that. Speaking of trying to play this game. Oh, it's too bad. So I missed out on going to some music shows the past couple weeks, and I clearly told my partner that our anniversary is in a few days and that I wanted to do something fun. I actually said I wanted to do something like in a month, after we get settled back in and get stuff organized and be able to just do celebrations. We're not doing anything on Christmas and Thanksgiving unless I wake up and cook something and on Thanksgiving, and stuff that I'm not even eating. So that's why I'm saying, like, losing myself. I bought food delivery, and it was delivered last Wednesday, I think. And it's already almost Friday, and the food is not eaten. It was supposed to be eaten within a week. And so, in the juice and all this stuff. So I am clearly just feeling abandoned, and I have abandonment issues. I witnessed my mom. I think I learned some of this from her when my grandma moved to town when I was a teenager. My grandmother made some friends in her housing community, and my mom was kind of hovering, waiting for grandma to need help to go to the doctor, need help with a ride, or want to do something for a holiday. And one time I was sitting with my mom, and grandma had made plans with her friend to go to, I think it was the Art on the Beach in Oscoda. I just see on the Facebook group where people are going to Art on the Beach, or they went last weekend. And I was like, oh, I remember that. I don't even think I ever bought anything from that, but I remember going to see the vending booths and the crafts and the artwork. And my mom was so upset. I was like, she didn't even invite me. I'm sitting here waiting to do something with mom, and she goes with her friend by themselves, and I feel like that. And my grandma would hint. My mom told me she hints, like, if she wants someone to give her a ride to the store or something. Oh, it'd be nice if I could go to the store today, like. So I feel like I'm saying, like, yesterday I was saying, oh, wait, I needed to order a salad because I spent 40 minutes helping everyone order their food to be picked up, and then they didn't order me my salad. The first thing I did when I got online was look to see what kind of salads, and then I was on the wrong menu. Then I saw another one that was called the SO salad. I was like, what is that? Is that a side salad? Can I get that with just vegetables and no cheese, no meat, no croutons? And by the time I said 3 times, wait, I didn't get my salad, I need to order the salad, I'm looking at the salad right now, my partner pushes submit and orders the food for him and my kids and not me, and I'm like, it's okay. I have a leftover one from yesterday. Like, I should have. Why am I eating half a salad. Oh, that fan just scared me. And some noodles, and like raw noodles and raw nut butter and some tea with honey. Why am I obese and everybody else is able to eat fried chicken and beef and tacos and bread and cheese? Clearly, you know, that my acupuncturist like, you should eat meat, you should eat meat, you should eat meat. And I was like, I don't even know if I can digest the meat anymore. So that's where I am with that. It's, especially today, I feel like such a party pooper in my family because I am hovering, waiting, and I'm watching this neighborhood we've been in for years. I'm watching the people, the women not working, a lot of them cooking, cleaning. There's a couple that are semi-single or not single, or the kids are grown or whatever, and just working and driving kids around. So I feel like I'm too fat and boring and injured to go to a show with my partner, when it's like, I realized, what about the things that I want to do? Or does anyone ever ask me, or like, does anyone even share, like, oh hey, we got some time tonight, would you like to go to this thing, this is what it is, this is what time it is, this is where it's at, there's standing room, or there's chairs, or there's this or that. Does anybody actually ask me? Or, like, on the East Coast, I said, oh, I'm going to go to the West Coast. I'm looking at Kraftwerk. I'm looking at Claude Von Stroke and the Dirty Bird campouts. I'm looking at seeing stuff for Green Velvet. I'm seeing stuff for these different techno artists and classic. I said, oh, I need to see that. What about Carl Cox? What about who's going to be in town? What is the one I like? I have the CD, or the album, I forget what it's called. Not Parker, something like that. I keep looking, like, oh, I want to go to this. Oh, I'm not making money. Oh, I'm dependent on other people and my own savings. And then you see people die at any age, and you realize you only live once. So you need to get out and live. So I'm with family, and I have 2 days left. And I'm wanting to hover, and everybody's wanting to have their life, and everybody's wanting to have fun. And I'm coming up on a holiday weekend as a clean and sober person that has no plans and no interest, because anything for me, my slate has been wiped clean, and it's, oh, you have to work, you have to clean, you have to work, you have to declutter, you have to go on a diet, you have to, or all these other people around me want all these things, I need to do something for them. So I'm feeling like super distant as a person who likes to socialize, and as a person who likes, like, talking about the 90s, who would go out and travel and go to shows across the country, go to festivals, go camping, and just live, you know, on the breaks. Like, okay, I was a college student, I worked at the schools, and having a low cost of living. And even when I was married and had my kids, we still did some of that. And I was told that I was a boring, because I was just a mother of his kids. And he went out and found other women, and I left. Between it being abusive and it being adulterous, I left. And when some of these women I met because of my kids, or one of my kids, you would think in this American dream that it would be hey, let's all get together, or let's go camping together and stay with our husbands and let the kids play and keep an eye on them in the kiddie pool while family goes fishing, or like, my mind is in its own fantasy world that doesn't exist. Nobody wanted to take the kids out together and bring the guys and have a barbecue in the park, or those things that I didn't see my parents do with other couples or with other adults. My mom had not gone out with anybody. My dad had a couple of computer geeks come over once in a while, like literally like once or twice a year. And my mom had been a teacher, and one of the women had asked my mom to hang out at a bar, and my mom said, oh, such and such wanted to hang out. She said, let's go to a bar. She's like, I'm not going to be seen in a bar, right? And it was a small town. There wasn't anything else to do. Maybe bowling. There's always leagues and stuff, so you can't really, I don't think you can do a lot of bowling during that, but I learned to stay distant and not be friends, and have my parents say that they didn't trust people, but I never experienced a lot of, like, bonding between adults, family, friends, workmates. My mom would take me to city council meetings or whatever, and that's like me, that the only outlet I have is going to the store, which I don't do because I don't have money. I do occasionally with someone else, or some meetings that I join groups that they tell me I have to pay to be a part of a group, to volunteer, and you see all of their board members getting paid a lot of money and having their hair done and their nails done in their big houses and stuff. So, just overheating. I don't know what happened to it. I had like a fan, but it didn't work. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna stop this and restart, and I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but I fell asleep for literally like 10 or 15 minutes, and I am ready as a woman in this country. I don't know what it's like to be a woman in another country. I'm just gonna have to make plans for my life. Even my doctor I was supposed to see, I called too late, and it's like, I'm booked solid, and I gotta leave for a week. And I was like, oh, that's okay, have a good time. I know the timing was bad in this and this. And I felt, okay, like, it's summer. You're doing stuff. You're living your life with family and friends. And then, that was last night. And today I felt like, oh my God. There's nobody. But there's everybody. You know what I mean? So, I think what my goal was to, for my life, was to really declutter everything, and live more free. It's like carrying that big purse the first week I was out here, and it was killing my back and all this stuff, and I need to throw this away. I can't even give this away. I got it for free. There's a reason they got rid of it. If I have something like, do I want to donate it? It looks nice, but it's horrible. Like, it's like a pair of shoes that I kept tripping over. Like, someone could have no shoes, but they could wear these shoes and they could be walking across the street and fall and get hit by a car. Like, I feel like, A, if I gave them away or told someone that this is an issue, B, if I give them to the thrift store, it's just, it is what it is, right? It's like, someone ends up paying money and then, oh, that's where I got them. There's a reason someone got rid of that stuff. I was reading about homeless sweeps in Portland and a lawsuit against the company the third party not saving their items for 30 days. And they were valuing this homeless woman's stuff at $400. And I was like, really? It's got to be worth more than that. Like, who's putting the value on it? It didn't sound like she was. Even if it was like her IDs or some clothes and stuff. If you donate a bag of clothes and you see those clothes for sale at the Goodwill, even like a big bag of clothes would be more than $400. Like, especially if you have some coats and shoes. Even this, it doesn't matter the condition. It doesn't have to be name brand new, you know. Nowadays, it used to, I mean, even 15 years ago, the Goodwill was super expensive. I couldn't afford it. So I felt like I had a dream that all my stuff ended up at the Goodwill. I had a couple, like, it was like dream within a dreams or recurring dreams, and everything was up on the shelves and hanging on hangers for sale. And I was like, oh my god, that's my such and such, that's my such and such, my personal items. Like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? And it was so devastating in this dream, and I haven't forgotten that dream. And I can imagine, like, donating something in a hurry because you didn't have time because you have an inspection, or accidentally donating a bag. Like, I accidentally donated a pair of really nice shoes that I didn't know if I hid money in. That was devastating. Because you're like facepalm, like, no. And I gotta think of karma. I feel like I'm in the wrong for being like my ex-husband said, that boring, you're just a mom. And I do medical work, naturopathic work, all ages work. I do birthing work, and the parents and non-parents, everybody. But when I see a parent, you're not just a parent, you're not just a mother, father, grandma, like aunt, uncle, friend, neighbor. Like, you are special, you are lovable, you are loving if you want to be. Your life matters, and there's so much joy and companionship that we could all have. And there's sociopaths and psychopaths and people that hurt people, and that's difficult. But we are all, from my point of view, God's children, and we have a chance to be who God wants us to be. Right now, with the struggles and I was supposed to be on call for births, and they didn't even respond, and I've been at this for like a year, and I'm just having to say, wow. I wanted to even at least show up and say, hey, this is me. Can I come to your clinic, and can you give me a quick tour, or can I just at least say hi between patients and get that muscle memory of where the birth centers are and whatever, you know. And I'm going to stop this video. I'm sorry if I really hope you can hear me. I'm going to stop this video and do some meditation and get back on. I had a experience with the 6 months of 2019 when I was, or sorry, I always say, oh, it was 2019. 2019 from about January 1st until June. It's the end of June right now, so the end of June, I had been dating somebody and they had dissed me, and I was continuing, he was continuing to keep his dating profiles open, so I did the same thing, and so I was dating other people, but I feel like I had some time to be here with my family, my kids, and be there and do some recovery together. It's different things, you know, different than being just a mom. And then I was like super dissed, and I feel like I keep putting myself, people can put themselves on a pedestal or be treated like a princess or be treated however. I feel like I put myself where my parents put me, and that's kind of like dirt. And I feel like it's one of those things where you gotta get off that train and get on the right train of life. I have Good News Bible, a couple of them, and they have illustrations and pictures. And there's a picture where the guy is like trying to do like a mountain. I think it's the path of the righteous or something. But here's what my mind remembers from different like philosophies that my mind has absorbed. He's going up this path, and he's on a journey, and he continues to rise up. Like, if you're in the pit, in the bowels, like you're in homelessness, you need to rise up, get some dignity, get a shower, get some clean socks without holes, get income, somehow get up off the ground. If you're couch surfing, if you're living in a roach-infested hotel or apartment, get up off the ground, get some bug spray, get it. What I see is that path, and it flashes into my memory frequently, not as frequently as it had been, and it's like, this guy is going through life one foot in front of the other, and that path that he's currently on, this is hard to say, because that guy is supposed to be me, and when I interpret it, I always say, oh, that's for other people. That path at that moment in time is his path, the correct path. Do you understand? That will take him to the next level until another path becomes his path. There's roadblocks, there's detours, there's opposition, there's victories, there's celebrations, there's busy times. When we have a path, it's like playing the old Zelda games. You're in this journey and you meet allies and enemies. You gain some sort of income, and you buy your supplies, whether that's a toothbrush, a shield, a vehicle, socks without holes. I was going to call my socks the King Charles socks. Apparently he had a small hole in his sock. He took his shoes off at a mosque. I don't want to make fun of him, but I wanted to be like, these are some of my favorite socks. They're cotton. They were the old gold toe, squishy, scrunchy, long socks. Nice and warm, and kind of look like really thin leg warmers. Those are warm in the winter. I'm trying to go out and be a professional. I have to get rid of those. They don't sell those at Kohl's. At least they sell like non-cotton stuff. So what am I supposed to do? I'm going to pray and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to think about that path. Whether it's righteousness, whether it's fate, whether it's destiny, whether it's hard work, trudging, all the above. Whether it's wonderful, whether it's miserable, whether it's painful, whether it's death, whether it's sickness, health, love, compassion, unity, non-unity. There's so many people that are alone. There's so many people that are looking for friends. There's elderly people that don't have friends and family. They may be part of a church. I feel like when I go to church, people that really need support and friendship are the most ignored, which happened to me. So during my prayer and meditation, I'm going to ask for my higher power to guide me to be whole in myself and not based on what are now, since I don't have children under 18, they're based on adults in my family, partner that's not always emotionally available for me, and I want to be I remember what I was going to say, guys. During that relationship, that friendship, I'll say, with that 6-month guy, I had felt so alone and pushed away, like how my parents treated me, that I ended up calling the AA hotline, crying, and I was crying a lot during this time. Was I crying a lot in 2016? One of the times I was crying a lot, I told you I have a salt problem. I didn't change my exercise or diet. I cried so much that I lost 10 pounds. Yeah, it was 2016. Every time I wasn't at work and I wasn't in the car driving, I was crying, and it was really bothering my kids. I wish I could have my hormones checked, guys. The person on the other end of the phone, I didn't want to pick up and drink, but I was feeling not whole. I was feeling like, because I am in recovery, I have to remember, like, these games, this addictive nature, and this literal being at rock bottom, which I feel like I am right now in recovery. Doesn't matter if I'm on drugs, if I overeat, if I play too many games, if I cry too much. The person just reminded me, drink water, it's the middle of the night, get some rest, eat something. Take a shower. For that, I don't know if they said get up and go to a meeting in the morning. All of those things. I had got a sponsor that wasn't emotionally available for me. I see sponsors really available for their other sponsees. I sometimes wonder if it's because I'm black and it's subconsciously not valuing me, or because I'm not valuing myself enough, and that shows through. B, I just 2016 was a year after I finished my midwifery stuff, and 2 years after I finished my medical school, after being in from preschool all the way up through college and grad school. I had about 3 years off, 2.5 years off when I was pregnant and nursing my kids, and then I was jumped right back into school. I had the blinders on of gotta study, gotta get good grades, and then I went into the real world, and everything fell apart with my business and my insurance credentialing and all that stuff for patient care. So I ended up where I am right now, and after having quit like 10 to 15 jobs or being laid off in the past 4 or 5 years, 6 to 7 years, and not being able to get like jobs. And, it really hurts. It stings. It stings, but to put it in perspective, it's good. I'm going to end this session. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go, speaking of food, I think I'm going to put my shorts on and go downstairs and get some, a banana. I am at a place where I had to put it in perspective. The thought did come through for me of being in a long line climbing Mount Everest. I've seen more and more videos where people are like showing the people up the mountain and down the mountain, just hundreds of people, dozens and hundreds of people tied to the same rope, which I don't even understand how they do the ropes, and having people falling down and dying because they run out of oxygen or because they're told. I keep hearing that at a higher camp, the Sherpas or whoever says, yeah, we got 4 more bottles of oxygen, 2 each up there, and they get up there and there's no oxygen. Did somebody steal their oxygen? Did the oxygen not make it in the bag they thought was supposed to, like, that's your lifeline right there. And to say the summit is just, 600 feet up. Do I go back down and go back through Nepal and go back on the airplane and go back to my hometown with my tail between my legs because I didn't get 600 or days to go? And then they go, someone falls down. Oh, we're in the death zone, we can't pick you up. Or they summit and they turn around and come back. Oh, we are in the death zone, we're just going to leave you there. Like Beck Weathers, or Winters, I just call him Winters, Beck Weathers, the doctor, there's a lot of doctors that go up there, left for dead like 3 times. So there can be that companionship, there can be the Sherpas who you hire, there can be the leader of your group and call your spouse on a satellite phone and all this stuff. But when it comes down to it, and I hope this isn't like this for everybody, I'm not mountain climbing, I'm just trying to live. When it comes down to it, whether I walk, whether I crawl, whether I have a wheelchair, I have to be there for me until I die. And unless I'm like, in a care facility, someone's caring for me or tranquilized or whatever, I have to put one foot in front of the other. When I injured my leg and I briefly had a wheelchair, I liked it. The strain on my joints and muscles and all of the injuries I had, especially that car accident. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I feel for people that are in wheelchairs that are not able to get out. I know how hard it was when I couldn't walk after that car accident and I had to crawl on my elbows from this room to the bathroom. I was able to figure something out. All the practitioners I go to that the other insurance lawyers were looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm going to naturopaths and saunas and acupuncture and hydrotherapy. They're like taking all these natural Chinese pain relief pills and stuff. So what I need to do while I do this meditation right now is motivation. I need to pray for motivation. I need to pray for clarity. And I need to pray for self-worth. So I have a book here, a booklet. And I need to also declutter here. If I could find a pen. Let's put you back down. I don't need this page, so we're going to get rid of it. Oops, so windy. Alright, so does this pen work? Clarity. Oh, it really works. Self-worth. Motivation. And today, it's just midnight, so it's 6:30:23. I have 2 coupons expiring, so I'm going to needlessly order more clutter. And I just have to think about myself, and I was going to buy underwear from Kohl's, but the ones I want, they don't make the ones I want in my size, so you best get on that and order Track Bra and order you some socks. Okay? So it's like, it costs $15. You order you some socks, you go to Kohl's. Tomorrow you pick them up, you go to Staples. You pick up whatever. What can I buy that's not clutter? A pen. Pen for my clinic. Or a poster with my name on it. I don't know. Something like that. I'll be back if I can to do a part 2. And I know that anyone can watch these videos, even if they're colleagues or people in the business, clients and stuff, professionals if I were to get a job. I make these videos to be real, to show that there are people that are struggling, and that there are people that try to look put together. I don't look put together. I never look put together. But I try to clean up and put my clothes on and put my deodorant on, you know what I mean, and brush my teeth and all that. You can look at my hair. You can look at my nails. I've never got my nails professionally done, not even once. I haven't had my hair done by anybody else since, I want to say 93 or 94, possibly. So no later than 94. I'm pretty sure it was 93, because I graduated in 94, so that school year starts in 93. Even if I want natural hair, if I had the money, I would go to a consultant to figure out how to keep my hair from breaking off. So, motivation, clarity, and self-worth. I'll be back in a few.